shooting at the Macy's in the mall. Hurry.
There's people wounded on the floor.
Everybody get out of here. He's gonna go.
We need some more people inside to help clear the rest of this building. We're finding more victims.
I don't want to be crass, but I know dead when I see dead.
He's a loner. He never really had a lot of friends.
Did you enjoy it?
Okay.
What about it did you enjoy?
Just the killing part.
In 2016, terror erupts at the Cascade Mall in Burlington, Washington, as a gunman opens fire in a ruthless act of carnage. Authorities respond in force, but by the time they arrive, he's already gone. What follows is the relentless pursuit of a killer hiding among an unsuspecting public, culminating in a bone-chilling confession that exposes the cold, calculated mind behind an unspeakable massacre. The following is based on official police records, and most of the footage has never been seen before. Please note that while some of the following CCTV footage is intense, it does not show anyone being physically harmed or injured. In the early evening hours of September 23, 2016, the Cascade Mall is filled with its typical crowd of families, young children, and casual shoppers. What none of them realize is that a calculated predator walks among them, whose deadly intentions are about to turn their quiet night out into a waking nightmare. Just before 7 p.m., the first 911 calls begin flooding in.
Sketchy, I'm on with this emergency. There's a shooting at the Macy's in the mall. Hurry.
I'm sorry, what's going on?
There's a shooting at the Macy's in the mall.
Okay. Whereabouts at the mall? Whereabouts at the mall?
At the Macy's, the women's department.
Okay, ma'am, are you safe where you're at?
No, I don't know.
Where are you at?
Do you see the person or a vehicle?
I saw him inside. There's people wounded on the floor.
The response from local law enforcement is both swift and overwhelming, with more than 200 officers from 27 agencies converging on the scene. Believing an armed suspect might still be inside, officers in full gear move into the mall. Inside, they're met with the tragic aftermath of unspeakable violence.
2-5 Cascade, I've got 2 victims down bleeding in the makeup section.
2 victims in the makeup section.
2-5, I got 1 rifle left in this area. 1 at Cascade, got another 1 down.
3rd victim.
We need some more people inside to help clear the rest of this building. We're finding more victims.
With the possibility of an active shooter still inside, paramedics are unable to safely enter the mall to reach the victims. Police continue to move through the building in teams, methodically clearing each area as they search for any sign of the suspect.
Do we have confirmation suspects are out of the building? Do you have confirmation? Because we do not. Negative. Receive. We're working our search.
After multiple sweeps of the building, a horrifying reality sets in. The killer has escaped, leaving behind a Ruger 1022 rifle on the cosmetics counter. Paramedics enter to assess the victims, and 1 is taken to a local hospital. The rest are beyond saving. Investigators turn to mall surveillance footage hoping to identify the suspect and trace his movements. This haunting footage will later reveal the deadly attack inside Macy's, and with it, the chilling realization that Macy's may not have been his initial target. Meanwhile, officers systematically move from store to store, locating survivors. Throughout the night, emergency dispatchers receive a staggering 675 calls from those in hiding, witnesses, people seeking information, and families desperately trying to locate their loved ones.
My girlfriend's mom works at Macy's, and someone just told her what's going on, and I'm trying to find information for her. Her mother's name is Shayla Martin.
Shayla Martin.
Is she alive?
As survivors are evacuated, a bus arrives to transport them to His Place Community Church, the designated reunification site where anxious families wait, hoping to see their loved ones walk through the doors. But some refuse to board, unwilling to leave without knowing if their loved ones are safe.
So I have one more person who missed the bus and is missing his daughter. Was his daughter on the bus? No, she was in Macy's.
Investigators work urgently to obtain CCTV footage that will soon reveal the truth about what happened during those terrifying minutes. But before they can begin to piece together the full story, their first priority is clear: track down an unidentified killer who is still on the loose and could strike again at any moment. One witness told investigators she saw the shooter retrieve the rifle from the trunk of his car, which she described as a blue four-door sedan with a large dent in the side. Street cameras captured a similar vehicle leaving the area at the time of the shooting. By the following day, the suspect was still on the loose, leaving investigators turning to the public for help. They circulated a photo from Macy's CCTV in the media and set up a tip line, receiving more than 300 leads. Most led nowhere, but one name came up multiple times.
I got a stepson, and he's got a stepbrother, and he thinks that's him.
Can I get his name?
I know him by just one name. It's Arjan.
Dispatch, can I help you?
Hi, my name's Emma, and I saw pictures on Facebook of the suspect, the shooter, and I think I might have an idea who it is.
What's the name you think of the person you know?
His name is Arjan Chetin, and he's from Turkey, so it's a little strange name, but it's spelled Arcan.
And what was the last name?
Chetin, Cetin.
20-year-old Arjan Chetin, who was born in Adana, Turkey, and immigrated to the U.S. at the age of 6, is now a key suspect. Detectives locate Arjan's mother, Hatice, in the hopes she can provide confirmation of his identity.
Are you aware that there was a mall shooting last night here in Burlington?
I watching TV.
Okay. Yeah. So we have been given information that your son is the one who's responsible. So I'm sorry to just throw that on you and shock you. So that's why you're here.
But he was with us yesterday.
Hatice explains that Arjan was in Oak Harbor with her and her husband for dinner around 4 or 5 o'clock before leaving for his job at a local restaurant.
Do you remember what he was wearing yesterday? Did you already ask that?
No, I didn't get there. I'm sorry. Thank you.
I believe like his short and t-shirt.
Shorts and t-shirt? Okay, what color was he wearing? You remember?
I believe like a navy blue.
A navy blue?
And the t-shirt, the color was dark.
Dark? Okay.
But I don't remember what was the writing on it.
I want to show you a picture.
Okay.
And I want you to take your time and look at it. And tell me if it's your son.
That's him?
He shot and killed 5 people yesterday.
Oh my God.
I'm so sorry.
Oh my God. Where did you find the gun?
I don't know. We're still looking into that. So I don't have that answer. I don't know.
And I don't know if my husband knows where he's gone.
Arjan's stepfather, David, a retired U.S. Navy serviceman, is also shown an image of something he may recognize.
Does that .22 rifle stand out to you? It looks like my rifle.
When David checked the place where he normally stored the firearm, he discovered the .22 caliber rifle was missing and confirmed Arjan knew exactly where it was kept.
And has he shot that specific gun?
He has in the past, yes.
Okay. So he knows how to handle a .22, at least.
I've taught all my kids how to handle a gun, plus he was in ROTC on the shooting team.
Okay. So then he knows how to do it pretty well. Okay. Has Arjan talked to you at all today?
No, I have not talked to him since he left yesterday.
Okay. What was he driving yesterday?
My wife's 2005 Chevy Cavalier.
Okay. You know what color that is?
Blue.
Okay. Anything about the car that would stand out?
It's a 4-door and both back doors are dented in.
Investigators confirmed Arjan's vehicle had a dent that was consistent with what witnesses stated. Between that and a positive identification from his photo, the shooter's identity was confirmed to be Arjan. For his mother, the confirmation was devastating.
I'm in shock now.
I'm sorry.
I can't believe that. Oh my God.
So,
oh my God.
You know what?
I need to smoke.
Okay. I'm going to give you just a second before we go smoke, okay? I want you to... Can you find some tissues, please? You can find some tissues. Okay, that's right. There. I'm just going to find you some tissue.
I really like that. It's really sad. How are you going to hurt people?
Well, you know...
I'm going to read about my son, and I'm going to read about other 5 people.
With his identity revealed, the hunt for Arjan began. Cameras capture Arjan on the night after the attack entering a convenience store. Several minutes later, what appears to be an officer or security guard enters, but finds nothing amiss. As Arjun checks out, the man behind the register has no idea he's face to face with a murderer who just took the lives of multiple innocent people. He exits the store and vanishes into the night, on his way to the highly populated city of Seattle. On September 24th, he enters the iconic Space Needle, where he casually eats lunch and enjoys the sights alongside unsuspecting tourists. Nearly 24 hours after the mall attack, Arjun returns to his apartment in Oak Harbor, where police have been conducting surveillance and place him under arrest. In the days following, Arjun is interrogated multiple times without success, answering questions with "I don't know," and often smirking at investigators.
I don't know. I can't say. I can't say. I can't say this.
It isn't until November 2nd that he finally agrees to explain what happened at the Cascade Mall and the twisted logic behind his actions.
Why Cascade Mall?
I don't know.
Because there's a lot of places. I mean, you're from Oak Harbor. There's a lot of places between Oak Harbor and Burlington.
What made the number of people?
Okay.
The mall was a big place.
Okay. And so why Macy's?
I just went in there.
And where did you go first at Cascade Mall?
Chuck E. Cheese.
Okay.
And well, I was gonna go in the theater, but the doors are one way, so you can't just walk in.
So you actually went into the theater?
Yeah.
Okay. And what did you do when you went in the theater?
Look, I went inside of theaters and looked at places that had people.
Okay. So to get into that area, can you just walk around in there, or do you have to do something?
Yeah, I bought a ticket.
Okay. You bought a ticket to actual movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna watch it. I just bought it.
Okay.
To get in the back.
This bone-chilling confession comes just 4 years after the 2012 mass shooting at a movie theater in Aurora, Colorado, where 12 people were killed in one of the deadliest attacks in U.S. history. After gaining entry to the theater by purchasing a ticket for the movie Snowden, Arjun heads to the back exit door and props it open with his cell phone, planning to return later. A man notices the phone and turns it into an employee, unaware that this simple act may have saved countless lives. One witness recalls encountering Arjun as he returned, only to find the phone was gone.
He wanted to know about his cell phone. He thought I had his cell phone. He was really aggressive, agitated, wanting to know where his cell phone was, what I had done with his cell phone, something to that effect.
Okay. I mean, like, there were like 3 exchanges that I finally said something like, "Get the hell away from us, you're crazy," or something. I mean, the final time I was annoyed, and I said something like really aggressively. And then I think he turned around and like went back in toward the theater.
Surveillance footage next sees Arjun return to the kiosk, telling the female employee the phone fell out of his pocket.
And you said you looked in some theaters?
Right.
Okay. And do you remember how many?
Like, until I found one with like plenty of people in it.
Okay. And when you say plenty of people, I mean, how many are you looking for?
The whole theater.
The whole theater?
Arjun is seen entering Theater 11 multiple times throughout the evening. Later that night, a 911 caller reported spotting a suspicious individual.
He came in, we were sitting in the back, and I was right next to the aisle, and he came in just to my right, really, like he flew open the door and ran in, and he said, "Oh," and then he stopped and turned around and ran out. And I turned to my wife and I said, "I think he was in the wrong theater." And after everything happened, I thought maybe that it might be possibly the shooter.
Investigators determined that the 32 people in Theater Room 11 were likely his target. They also noted that the guests in this theater would have been close to exiting by the time he returned, meaning the only other theater with guests left inside would have been the children's movie playing in room number 13. Whether he would have targeted children is a question he'll soon confront, and one of many harrowing revelations yet to come.
And had they not found your phone, what would you have done?
Shot it.
Okay, where would you have shot?
In the head.
Okay, I know in the head. In their seat. So would you wait for them to come out?
In their seats.
Okay.
Just like to the back of their seat.
So you were just gonna go down the aisle and just headshot him?
Yeah.
Just in the back?
Right.
Okay. How full was the theater?
It was just people that were more than that was in my gun.
Okay. How many people do you think in that banner? How many people do you think you could have got?
All 25, or however many polls I had.
When his plan unraveled, Arjun set out to find a new one, staking out multiple areas of the mall while his gun remained in the trunk of his car.
And then what happened next?
I drove to the Macy's side.
Okay. And then what?
Scope the place out again.
Okay. And also through the Chuck E. Cheese?
Through Chuck E. Cheese.
Okay. And so you scope out, and kind of what's going through your mind as you're scoping out?
All the places I'm going to hit.
And so you walk through Chuck E. Cheese. Why did you pick Chuck E. Cheese?
No, I was trying to work up a nerve.
You were trying to what?
Work up a nerve.
Okay.
So.
Sure. I mean,
especially with the more people. There was more people in there.
Okay. So
children. So, because it's just children's place.
So did you have an aversion to not wanting to do that to children, or
I didn't care.
After admitting that his presence in a children's place would be suspicious, Arjan says he then got in his car and drove around to the entrance to the women's Macy's. With unnerving clarity, he exposes the full extent of the horror he unleashed.
And so then you walk in,
see the first person.
Where did you see that person?
By some clothing racks.
Okay. And so, was that just the first person you saw, or you
first person you saw?
Okay. And what happens when you see her?
Shoot her.
Okay. You remember how many times?
2.
Okay.
Surveillance shows a young teenager shopping in the juniors' clothing section as Arjan lifts his rifle. Seconds later, she falls and disappears from view behind the clothing racks. The first sounds of gunshots were heard by several shoppers, who initially failed to recognize them for what they were.
We heard popping noises, and originally I was like, oh, that's weird, fireworks are going off. And then it hit me, I was like, that's gunfire. And so we heard, preceding the first couple pops, there was yelling and screaming. What caught my ear the most was just the victim screaming, and it wasn't anything intelligible. It was just pretty scared screams.
Did she say anything at all, the first one?
It was too fast. I just emptied.
Okay. What about the second one?
He said, I'm sorry.
He said, I'm sorry?
Yeah.
When did he say that?
When I shot him away.
Why did he say, I'm sorry to you?
I don't know.
Okay. So you shoot him in the leg, and then tell us what happens.
He falls down.
Okay, when does he say, I'm sorry?
Before I shoot him, kill him.
Okay, so he's looking at you? Okay. And he says, I'm sorry. And then, after him, where do you go?
The place where the 3 women were hiding.
The footage then captures an employee ducking behind the counter in the cosmetics section. Nearby, a woman struggles to help her elderly mother, who appears unable to run. The 3 women attempt to hide together, but tragically, Arjan discovers them. He shoots the employee as she desperately tries to crawl away, then mercilessly turns his weapon on the woman and her mother.
Do they say anything to you?
No.
Okay.
They scream or anything like that?
The whole store screaming.
One witness, who was initially mistaken for a suspect due to hiding from police, had only just arrived at the mall when the shooting began.
So tell me, what did you do immediately when you got out of the car?
A white shirt, so they think it was like a flag of surrender,
okay.
right?
What'd you do immediately when you got out of the car?
I walked up to the door and asked if the movies would still be open, and I said the whole mall's being closed because there's a shooting, and everybody needs to leave, and they started telling everybody to leave. Everybody started moving away from the doors, and I said, everybody get out of here, he's gonna go.
Where was it that the police, the state patrol, that ended up, the ones that brought you here, where did they come in contact with you? Where did they get you at?
When I was by the Corvette and pointed out my name on the license plate,
okay.
They told me to get down on that, so I kept walking around the car because I knew they knew I was in trouble.
Okay. Did you know? Okay. Well, you're okay now, Blade. You're all right now. Okay. Get control. You're doing fine, and you're okay. Did you know they were police officers?
Yeah, as soon as I seen their military rifles, I knew they were. I just didn't want them to shoot me too. Like, I was a bad guy. I wasn't bad.
Okay.
While survivors struggle with emotional scars, those who lost loved ones are left grieving. Among the victims are 16-year-old Sarai Lada, a cancer survivor, 61-year-old Wilton Charles Chuck Egan, a Boeing maintenance worker, 52-year-old Shayla Martin, a Macy's makeup artist, 64-year-old Belinda Goldie, a probation officer in Snohomish County, and her mother Beatrice Dotson, who was 95 years old. In the aftermath, a security guard recalled the moment he rushed into Macy's and saw the victims, only to later meet their families outside the mall.
I spent 8 years as a combat medic during Vietnam and all that, and I don't want to be crass, but I know dead when I see dead. The thing that bothered me the most is I came around over by Macy's, and there's a gentleman standing there leaning up against his car, his truck. And I said, "Sir, I'm going to have to ask you, you need to leave." And he says, "Well, I can't. My wife and my mother-in-law are in Macy's shopping." And he described them. Guess who I was looking at when I walked in there? Okay. So I said, "All right, sir, I just need your name and I'll let the officers know you're here." And as I turned, I saw another gentleman, Hispanic male, smoking a cigarette. I said, "Sir, you need to leave." And he said, "F you, I'm not leaving. My 16-year-old daughter's in there shopping." And by this time, I'd already gotten wind that there was more than two. And I just went, "Good God, these people are going home alone tonight." And there's nothing I can do. And I found I really had a problem because I had to lie to them.
The security guard recalled speaking with the employee Shayla just before her shift began.
The unfortunate thing is that just before 3, as I was coming into the security office, I did say hello to the young lady who was killed in Macy's.
You do remember
seeing her?
Interacting with
her? Absolutely. I mean, she always had, she'd sit outside, she'd smoke a cigarette and read a book. And then she'd always have, "Hi, hope you have a good day. I hope you do too." You know, and it's one of those things that you never really think twice about. But then you realize, we're only a breath away.
Investigators are on the verge of uncovering the dark impulses that fueled Arjan's rampage. But before they do, Arjan details what unfolded after the massacre and the horrifying next steps he had in mind.
I turned my car around, pulled the seat toward north. I see the cops coming. I'm like, I got out of there before they, put a SWAT team in there.
Did you pass cop cars?
I passed it a couple times. There was cops coming from everywhere.
With the overwhelming presence of law enforcement in Burlington, Arjan began his drive to Seattle.
I was actually going to attack Seattle on the Monday of the 25th. Okay. So if I had another gun. Okay, that was waiting Monday, because Monday, that's when my parents go off. Because I knew I was going to get caught. Just go to my parents' house, they had nothing to do with it. I was just going to get their gun. Okay. And shoot Seattle.
Anywhere in particular in Seattle you were looking at that?
Pike Place.
Pike Place is a massive outdoor market with more than 220 independently owned shops and restaurants and sees thousands of visitors per day.
What drew you to Pike Place?
Number of people.
Okay. And how were you going to do that?
My dad's whole cage.
Thankfully, Arjan was found and arrested before he could enact his deadly plan. As Arjan continues, he finally gives detectives an answer for what drove him to attack the mall.
The attack was inspired by Hawkeye.
Okay.
And if you like, I could pull up the magazine that they purposely run that inspired me.
Arjan shows investigators and an FBI agent a copy of the magazine, along with instructions he said he once used to create a bomb, which ultimately failed. In an interview with investigators, Arjan's ex-girlfriend Molly described the cold and detached way he once spoke about the Oklahoma City bombing, a terrorist attack which occurred in 1995.
There was a bomb that went off in a city, and it blew up the whole entire place. There was a kid's daycare in it, and there's a memorial for it.
Oklahoma City?
Yes. And I was talking about how sad it was. That's not that sad. I was like, what do you mean that's horrible? There were children. When I went in there, there was people, half torn up shoes of children and toys and stuff like that they show. It was like, no, somebody probably did something to deserve it. I was like, but a bunch of people that, even if one person did something horrible, why did all those people have to get blown up? Why not talk to somebody or interact with somebody? That's how you deal with it.
As the investigation unfolded, those closest to Arjan were questioned, revealing unsettling glimpses into his behavior and the early indicators of a deeply disturbed individual.
Can you describe Arjan as he's growing up?
He's a loner. He never really had a lot of friends.
According to his mother, Arjan is diagnosed with ADHD and suspected of having autism. He also struggled with PTSD and depression, conditions she said stemmed from traumatic experiences during his childhood in Turkey.
We are having some problem with him, and he's on probation for 5 years. So even that, he had domestic violation after he break up from first girlfriend. So he started doing some, that time, we have problem with his self-control stuff nurses.
Hadijeh explains that the breakup took a heavy toll on Arjun, while Molly offers insight into what caused the relationship to end.
How long did you guys date?
For about 9 months.
About 9 months. And tell me about your relationship.
It wasn't very good.
What do you mean?
His dad, he thought was, his dad and I were just having a conversation about politics one night, and he thought his dad was looking at me the wrong way, and he attacked his dad.
What do you mean looking at you the wrong way?
Like, suggestively.
He assaulted me one night that I didn't call the cops on him when Molly was here. I was sitting on the floor in the garage talking to her, and he just hit me on the side of the head for no reason.
Documents obtained by investigators confirm that Arjun was arrested and charged with 2 counts of domestic violence after assaulting his own parents.
Was he ever that way with you? Okay, tell me about that.
He would grab my arm and I'd have bruises at work.
According to interviews with people who knew him, Arjun engaged in relationships with both males and females, including the mother of one of his high school friends. Past partners revealed that he was gentle with men, but tended to be extremely rough and sometimes violent with women. In his senior year of high school, Arjun was arrested in 2015 for assault with sexual motivation, after he inappropriately touched 2 female students. Molly's next revelation is among the most unsettling details.
He told me after we broke up that he does not.
Like, sexually?
Yeah, and it's a boy talk.
According to Molly, this was one of the many reasons she decided to end their relationship right after New Year's, 9 months prior to the shooting. After their breakup, Molly says Arjun continued to text her, creating multiple accounts which she would continuously block. Investigators learned Arjun was blocked on Facebook by 56 users, most of them females.
After I broke up with him, he messaged me on Facebook and told me he was going to come down here and rape me.
Okay.
And kill me.
That's
and anybody
horrible.
that got in their way.
As more details emerge, investigators press Arjun for answers about his past.
You're very skilled with a gun. Did you ever play games growing up?
Mario and stuff.
Okay. So when I played, it was cops and robbers, but now they no, but now they have video games and all.
No, I play tag and stuff.
Okay, but what about video games? Playing that?
Yeah.
What's your favorite?
Battlefield.
Okay. Which?
Call of Duty.
Oh, Call of Duty. Okay.
A former friend who used to play video games with Arjun later recalled concerning behavior during their sessions.
He's very violent in how he talks, like on Xbox. And
How so?
like when we would like start a game or something and we were like having a good time and there'd be like a countdown, it'd be like 3, 2, 1, and then you could just like see him like shooting in the air, like running in front, being like Allah Akbar, like saying something stupid like that.
He'd say that?
Yeah, he would say stuff like that and we would just laugh, and it wasn't like, I don't know, I see like lots of the media is like saying that he was a terrorist and all this stuff, and like that was definitely not true, I don't think.
What would you say to somebody who watched the video and said, you know what? You moved swiftly and accurately through Macy's just like you were dominating Call of Duty. What would your response to them be?
I'd play Call of Duty, yeah. It wasn't bad.
Boy, it was smooth.
Because there are certain researchers out there that would say that playing first-person shooter video games prepare you for...
I read things on Senior Hook that said that. I think it's the stupidest thing.
Yeah, how come?
Because it's fun. Al-Qaeda kills people. You don't kill people through Call of Duty.
I'm trying to understand why you decided to walk into Macy's with a rifle and shoot people.
Yeah.
I don't believe that.
It's just because you wanted to kill people. You know, that doesn't make you a terrorist. That just makes you a murderer.
As Arjun sticks to his story, the tension begins to boil over.
What were you mad at?
Could you?
Don't pull that out. I'm just tired of listening to you go into your stories about I can't answer that, I can't. You can't. You just don't want to. So as a religious judge,
who?
A true judge, the religious guy, a true believer who looked at you and said, I am sorry. Basically said, I forgive you for what you do right before you put a bullet in his head. What did you feel when Sheila Martin is crawling for her life and you see the cash register and you shoot her in the back? And then when Beatrix Diamond, 95 years old, sitting with her teeth being shielded by her 67-year-old mother, Belinda Garza or Belinda Gawley, what are you feeling?
She murdered them.
Why? You can sit and say nothing and let everybody on YouTube and the Facebook world and everything else paint a picture of this evil, sick person, or you can choose to tell your story.
Arjun leaves the interrogation room unwavering in his claim that the attack was an act of terrorism inspired by Al-Qaeda. But 3 weeks later, he returns with a different story, this time ready to reveal the true motivations behind his horrifying act of violence. His new confession, however, is soon followed by an admission that lays bare the logic behind his actions and hints at a deeply disturbed mindset.
I was kind of angry.
What were you angry about?
Just life. Just...
Because you don't seem like an angry guy.
Just work and school.
Everything kind of stacking up.
Yeah.
So tell us everything that was stacking up.
I had to talk to my dad. He was like, "You're kind of not ready for college. You got the financial stuff. Buy a bunch of bills. You got to pay bills and push everything by." So it kind of threw me off a little.
So I can totally get why that would frustrate somebody and why that would make you angry. But then, what was going to the mall gonna fix?
I don't know. Just that was just a plan of mine. That was for anything special.
After the mall incident, a former co-worker recalled Arjun once saying he planned to commit a mass shooting, loud enough for others to hear. What seemed like a joke then now stands out as a glaring warning for what was to come.
And Arjun is just sitting like this, staring at the table and going, "Man, I still haven't shot anyone." And I think it was right when a shooting happened too. Like, some shooting somewhere happened. He was like, "That's crazy how some people can do that. Like, what makes them want to do that?" And I was like, "Yeah, I know, right?" And then all of a sudden he was like, "I wonder if I could do that. Like, I still haven't shot anyone yet." And I was just like, "No, yeah, don't think about it." He's like, "Nah, I'm really starting to think about it. Like, I have everything for it." And I was like, "Okay, dude, you do you." I didn't actually believe, like, that would happen. I was like, but it was easy to believe when it did happen because of that specific situation.
Did you enjoy it?
A little bit.
What about it did you enjoy?
Just the killing part.
Okay.
What about the killing part? Just putting bolts in the... Yeah, it was pretty exciting.
Tell me about that excitement. Tell me about what's going on in your body.
It was a rush.
There's a rush.
I don't know if it sounds like it.
No, you're not doing that. That's why we're talking.
Have you ever experienced anything else that gave you that kind of rush? No.
So when did the rush start for you?
The first one. Or, well, no, taking the gun out of my trunk.
So as soon as you pull the gun out, that's when the adrenaline goes.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you're like, game on.
Game on.
I think jihad or terrorism is the icing on the cake. Is that
makes sense? Yeah.
Is that accurate?
Yes.
That just adds to it.
Yes.
So when you're looking for that level of fame and fortune, where the president knows your name, the president knows who Arjun in Little Oak Harbor, Washington is. The governor knows who Arjun is. All these people across the nation, Fox News in New York knows who Arjun is. All these people know who Arjun is. Well, then if you want to add, let's throw a little jihad in. That's just icing. But really, jihad has nothing to do with this. Does it?
No.
Nope. And there is the grin.
In the months that followed, Arjun wrote 4 very long letters, including one to his mother that were about killing staff and inmates, eating people, and serial killers, and his own killings. In one, he writes, "I have no regret. Killing people is fun." According to multiple news sources, he was later charged with 5 counts of aggravated first-degree murder. However, on April 16, 2017, 20-year-old Arjan Chetan was found unresponsive in his jail cell after taking his own life. 2 notes were found in his cell, one which included a list of notorious killers, Dylan Roof, Ted Bundy, and Timothy McVeigh, who perpetrated the Oklahoma City bombing. Other messages read, "Don't want to spend life in prison," and "I want the death penalty. Life here is miserable." In the aftermath of the shooting, the community established a temporary memorial at the Cascade Mall. Tanya Young, Shayla's daughter, established a memorial scholarship in her mother's name called the Shayla K. Martin Scholarship. The mall temporarily closed during the COVID pandemic and was rebranded as the Burlington Gallery when it reopened in 2024. If you'd like to see select new videos early and help us keep uncovering case files that rarely come to light, you'll find extra footage and unseen details on our Patreon. Channel memberships here on YouTube also include early access to select new videos.